And we have a big breaking news coming in at the top of this hour. We begin with this news coming in, which tells us that nearly 1,000 climbers on the Tibetan side of the world's tallest peak are stranded by a blizzard. A desperate race against time is currently underway on the frozen flanks of Mount Everest, where a violent blizzard has stranded nearly 1,000 climbers on the Tibetan side of the world's tallest peak. The remote camps perched at a staggering 4,900 meters have been blanketed in deep snow, cutting off access to hundreds of adventure seekers and mountaineers. Local villagers and rescue teams are battling brutal conditions, digging through snow and ice in a frantic bid to reach those trapped. Chinese media has reported that some tourists have already been rescued, but many still remain isolated, with temperatures plummeting and visibility also nearing zero. Time is very critical, the mountain is unforgiving, and even as I speak, the world watches as rescue teams fight to bring those stranded back from the edge. Big breaking news coming in from Tibet's highest peak. Thousands of the climbers are reportedly stranded due to blizzard. Time is ticking. There's a frozen flank of Mount Everest where a violent blizzard has stranded nearly 1,000 climbers on the Tibetan side of the world's tallest peak. The remote camps perched at a staggering 4,900 meters have been blanketed in deep snow, cutting off access to hundreds of adventure seekers and also mountaineers. Local villagers and rescue teams are battling brutal conditions. My colleague Varghese is joining us on the broadcast to provide us more details. Varghese, what's the latest that we have picked up with regards to the rescue operations currently underway?
Well, what we understand at the moment is that it is a very difficult situation on the top of the peak in Mount Everest. 1,000 climbers who are stranded. The blizzard is unforgiving, is what we've heard as of now from our sources. The remote camps are all monitoring the situation to ensure that the climbers who are stranded can be rescued as soon as possible. But the intense weather is delaying efforts, is what we understand. On the Chinese side also, there's been a lot of monitoring that is happening. Local villagers are also involved in the rescue efforts. They're trying to dig through some of the routes which have already been filled up with ice, is what we understand, and therefore it's become a daunting task to cut through the ice, which they have to do physically. There's no machinery available, such as large machineries like bulldozers and others can't in fact go through that area because of the height it is in and the nature of that peak itself. So they have to in fact cut through ice with whatever tools they have, and this is taking time as well. Meanwhile, they're trying to establish some kind of contact with the people who are stranded. We understand that a few of them have been rescued as of now, but efforts are still going on. The blizzard is still unrelenting, is what we've heard. It's been snowing quite heavily over there, and some of the routes that were used have been completely packed up with ice, and the rescue monitoring situation that is happening is also finding it quite difficult, because communication is also becoming quite sketchy as of now. So efforts are still on, but the weather situation is quite challenging, Sakshi.
Varghese, do we know anything about some people being rescued already?
Well, what we understand is that there are some reports coming in the media that some tourists have already been rescued, and those were the tourists who were actually closer towards the remote camps that were there. So they were the ones who were easily were able to be accessed to, and they were able to be brought to the camp. But those who are in the higher reaches, who were like in between their climb, are the ones who have been stuck because of this. And the situation, the weather is unrelenting as I'm speaking, and they are waiting for the blizzard to calm down so that they will be able to at least climb over the ice and move towards, find out a new route for them to come. But as of now, it's a very difficult situation for the rescuers and those who are stuck on the mountain.
All right, Varghese, thank you so much for providing us more details on this very critical breaking news coming in at the top of this hour. Right now, we are shifting focus.